Hey Laura, how's everything going?
Oh, it's been a rough week.
Has it?
Yeah.
You want to tell me a little bit about it?
I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but my aunt recently passed away pretty tragically.
Okay.
And I just feel sad. And I'm
Hmm.
also like now afraid of like, oh my God, what if something like that happens to me?
Yeah, sure. I can totally understand that sadness. I mean, loss is not easy. Did you want to share a little bit of what happened?
Yeah, she was in like a freak accident apartment fire. And so she was just like living her normal life and she like smelled something funny, but she was like, "Oh, I'm just imagining it." And so she kept going about her way and then she started noticing a fire and she was trying to rescue her pets and
Oh man.
didn't make it out because she lived on the top floor.
Oh no. I am so sorry to hear that. How you must be experiencing so much loss and so much sadness, so much grief, especially when it's so unexpected. It just kind of catches you off guard and you don't even get the opportunity to say goodbye.
Yeah, I think that's what's really hard is that like, I love my aunt and I felt like I didn't think she was going anywhere. And I just felt like she was such an important person in my life. And we could have spent so much more time together. And so I'm really kicking myself that I lost that relationship in my life.
Wow, that is a lot to take in. Like I can hear the um maybe a little bit of regret for maybe not spending more time with her and kind of maybe some guilt.
Yeah, I think it is guilty. And like, if we're being honest, it's like extra hard talking about it because you kind of remind me of my aunt. And so
Really?
as we're talking, like there's like I guess some like anger at my aunt coming up that she like didn't save herself and like I get that her pets were important, but like I miss her. And so I feel myself like getting a little angry.
Yeah. Well, I really am grateful that you were willing to share that with me. And that's a real thing. Sometimes we're going to remind each other of other people, and that definitely brings up emotion. And I hear you talking about that anger, and I would like to hear more of that. Um, so you're angry that she went for the pets rather than just taking care of herself. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it's like it makes me feel like the pets were more important than all the people she loved and who loved her in her life. And
Sure.
I feel like she was careless, like careless with her life, and like
Mhm.
she could have been fine if
Mhm.
um, she would have left, right when she realized there was a fire.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like on one hand, she's a great person for caring for, her pets and being selfless, but on the other hand, it's like, dang it, why don't you just save yourself, because you could be here with me right now. That is so upsetting.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm just like, I'm mad because we were gonna grab lunch next week. And
Mm,
she was always a person that I could rely on. And
sure.
like she gave me really good guidance.
Hmm.
And I am just and I guess there's a part of me that's like mad at myself
Hmm.
um for not seeing her more. And
Yeah.
like, what if I don't find someone else like that in my life?
Yeah. Yeah, that's scary to think that, she played such a vital role in your life, and not knowing if that's gonna be fulfilled again in your life. I can definitely see how that's scary and how that could bring up some anger as well. Absolutely. Um, I wanted to ask you, Laura, since you didn't have that time of closure with your aunt, if you would be willing to enter into an exercise with me. It's called an empty chair. Is that something you're willing to venture into?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So how this works is, since I remind you of your aunt, you can kind of just think of me as her, and just kind of just have a moment where, if your aunt was here, what's her name?
Carla.
Herla. So if Herla was here, then what would you like to say to her? And you can pretend as if I am her and talk directly to her.
I would say that I don't think I have done a good job of expressing how much she meant to me in my life.
Yeah.
And
Laura, if I can interrupt you, I just want you to speak as if she's actually here, if I am her. So you can say something like, I'm sorry that I wasn't more present in your life, just speaking directly to her. Want to try that?
yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't, I, I'm sorry that I didn't get more time with you. And a part of me is mad that, you're my godmother and you didn't try to spend more time with me.
Mhm.
And you've always been so important to me. And for it to feel not matched from you
Mm,
really makes me sad. And it makes me feel like I'm not important in your life.
yeah, that's heavy, Laura. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just take that in for a second. So I hear a lot of sadness and regret and just mourning that guilt. Definitely.
Yeah. It just, I, yeah, I feel like I'm mainly like, yeah, I'm just really sad.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, would you like to dig in a little deeper on um, what would you have liked to have done with your aunt? How do you feel like you could have been more present?
I wish I would have invited her to do more things.
Yeah,
I
for
feel like
sure.
I wish I would have, been like, it's really important to me that I see you once a month. Like,
Yeah,
and try to make that happen.
absolutely. That's really a beautiful thing that you have such a wonderful aunt that you would have wanted to spend that kind of time with, and a lot of times we learn life lessons, and um, maybe you can apply that to some of your present relationships as well. When we lose people that we love, it kind of reminds us of the present relationships that we do have as well. Absolutely.
I never thought of it like that. Like, I like thinking of like, yeah, like it makes me feel less stuck in this, like giving me a tool of like something else to do.
Absolutely. And, something that I would also like to do is just to bring a little bit more closure is, would you be willing to write a letter to your aunt this week? And just noting any feelings that come up for you, just sharing even more, go into as much detail or as little detail as you'd like, just of ways you would have loved to have her involved, of last words you want to share with her, of any memories that were so special that you just want to honor in the future, but allow yourself to really process this painful time, because it is really hard to have an unexpected, precious loss. And those feelings you have are legit, they're valid.
Yeah, thank you. I really like that assignment. I feel like that would be good. I'll probably cry a lot, but it'll be good for me to get out some more of the things that I'm thinking.
Yeah, and that crying is like those tears are healing to your soul. They need to come out. Our body is made with emotions for a reason, and bottling them up is no good. That's why we meet, right? To get those emotions out, to understand what we're feeling, to name them. So I would love for you to take that time, allow those tears to flow, bring your letter to our next session, and then we'll continue to process together. And just remember that mourning comes in waves. So there's times that you'll just be really sad, and there's times that it'll be okay. And just allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to experience this. Try not to hold the tears in, but just walk through this process. And I'm with you every step of the way. So you call, you email me anytime.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
And so
absolutely, Laura.
to help.
Yeah, thanks for being so brave today, and we'll continue on next week, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. All right, feedback. Still recording.
I'm so sorry my phone went off. I
That's
forgot to
okay.
turn it.
I
Um,
didn't hear it.
okay, good.
Yeah.
I thought you did literally amazing. It's like you had spent
Really?
planning out for this session. Yeah.
Oh
Literally
man, thank you, Lord.
the whole time I was just like, holy crap, like Charles? I was like, holy crap, like, how did she think to do that? That is the perfect thing to do right now. Like, and I was like, there was like 4 times, like when you said like the empty chair, I was like, oh my God, that's a really good idea. I feel like that's a good idea for any like
It's my
transference.
go-to. I think it's really powerful.
Yeah. And then I liked how you described, like you just normalized transference. You were just like, yeah, it's really common that, we meet people who remind of others, like let's hear
Yeah.
more. And it was like really destigmatizing,
Oh,
like
good.
no like energy of you of like, I did something wrong, like blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. Like it was just really like, well, let's talk about it. And then
Great.
I really liked at the end, like you said something about grief and how like we have emotions for a reason. So
Mhm.
literally the whole time I was like, damn, I wish I could hire Rosaria as my counselor. So that's like real. That's real feedback.
Yay, thank you so much. And it's so like helpful to have like legit feedback, because I didn't realize I was just trying to go somewhere, so it's so good to hear it. Is there anything that comes to mind that would be like, hey, when you said this, actually, because I didn't know if I was guiding you to cognitive when I said,
I think
what are,
the only thing that you could have done, but it
Mhm.
didn't feel like necessary, was like having me feel the anger in my body,
Oh,
or
yes.
the sadness in my body. But like I didn't feel like anything was missing. It's like
Okay.
that's an idea of what could have done, but it's not like I was feeling like an emptiness from the session.
Yeah, no, but that's great. Thanks for sharing that. I have to remember that. I felt like I was taking you cognitive when I said, well, what were some things you wish you could have done, with your aunt?
No, I think that's
But
important
we
for
looped it back, so that was okay, I guess.
yeah.
Great. Thank you. I'm going to stop recording.